Mr. Luna, no. No. This is not good. This is not good. Seth, my God.
Right.
Yes,
Alrighty. We're
works.
in there, boys.
Woo! Okay. Got Pablo in here. Do you recognize these people?
Dude, of course.
Show us your
Mr.
toes.
No. Oh my god. Mr. Oh my god.
This is kind of like super surreal because, like, you know what I mean? We're just like normal dudes doing this. We're not like any kind of like influencer or like YouTube or anything like that. So it's just like weird to like have people from high school like just jump in and be like, yo,
Yeah,
like, what's up, you know?
yeah. I never
Um,
liked kind of live feeds, even with my friends doing it. Like I hop in there, then like they see I'm in there. I'm like, I don't know, like don't look at me. So then I hopped out. So I hope no one.
right, yeah.
Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope it's a good episode and everyone has a good time. Should be good. I'm excited.
Dude, yeah. Um, should you think we should wait for like another minute or you think we should just like start? Would you say?
Uh, you can probably wait like a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe like just give that one a second to hop in there
Yeah.
so I don't miss anything. How's your day, Kevin? How you doing?
Dude, I mean, I was thinking about this moment like all day, but like other than the stress of like this particular moment, you know, it's going good. Still working. Obviously I'm at work right now. Not obviously, but I should backstory. My boss is super cool. He's like, so I'm like, yo, hey Corey, like, I can't really do it in my house because my mom's doing all the work, like all work stuff at home, and like the bandwidth just sucks. And I'm wondering if I can come into work and do it. And he was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm down for you to come over and just." I thought he was gonna be like, "Okay, you can use like an empty office space," but he's like, "You want to use like a conference room?" I'm like, really? Like, are you
Oh
okay
wow.
with that? And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, no one's really having meetings here." And I was supposed to get like a really nice one. Like, there's this conference room called Balboa, and basically, when you enter it, it has like, you know, like, have you ever been to Balboa? And you've seen like those beautiful like monasteries or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like these like huge like portrait of it. It's like beautiful, and I'm like, I wanted that, but then that got took. Like someone booked it. I'm like,
Oh
what? Who's he? Like it's like social distancing. There's only like 15 people at work. I'm not even kidding. Like who is
yeah.
having a meeting right now?
Yeah. I'm sure it's like nothing you can't do on a Zoom call, dude. What a punk. You
I
should.
know, but I'm just thinking about this, dude. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but this picture is the USS Midway, so
Oh,
it's
really?
pretty cool. Um, but yeah, it's
That's
kind of hard to see from your angle, but
I should
yeah,
have. I didn't know what it was, but that's
yeah.
second best. The next option.
So, dude, we have 7 concurrent viewers. That's pretty
Dude,
good.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't like hopped on ASAP. That's some.
I know. Oh, I told a couple friends like, "Yo, I'm doing this. Like, make sure don't try to roast me too hard in the chat because like this is my first time." But yeah, I think we're ready to go. We're good.
Sounds good.
All right, Richard. So are you kind of familiar with like the format of what we do here?
I am. I have seen all the episodes. Just I really like it honestly. I think it's super cool. When I first saw it, I
Yeah.
got back like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the United States. I was like, dude, what the heck? Like Life Coach a podcast, like Kevin Kochka, like
Yeah,
you got
right.
a
Of
bunch of
all people, me, dude. I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you saw you got like all the people on here, like a bunch of different people.
Mm-hmm.
I was and like learned what it was. I was like, this is super cool. Like from day one,
Yeah.
I started watching it and catching up.
Wow.
So then, yeah. So then I seen it all. I kind of know your format now and kind of seen how it's has changed. I guess.
Have you caught up? Or you like be honest? Have you caught up, or you still like have to
I,
watch a couple more
I have
episodes?
caught up. I've
Really?
like watched all like listen. I like listening to. I love podcasts. So I think
That's
well,
cool.
I thought it was like super cool because
Mm-hmm.
I before I was like, oh, it'd be super cool. Like make a podcast. Like do what you're doing. Like do just like talk to my friends. Just kind of do that.
I know. Well, that's the whole point of this. Oh, Zach Hansen. Shout out to Zach Hansen. I gotta say that. The whole point of this is to reconnect with people from high school.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, I don't know. I think that's such a cool thing. Because everyone has like a really cool story, and right now they're going through college and stuff. Maybe they've changed a lot in the past 2 years. Maybe they, changed majors or something like that. And I think, yeah, it's just a great way to reconnect with people. So, yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
I agree.
Um,
So yes.
yeah, let's jump into it. As you know, the format, Richard. This is Richard Knapp, by the way, guys. To introduce you. Just give me, early life, middle school, high school, and where you're at right now.
All right. Sounds good. So starting from the very beginning,
Hmm.
I was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. Over there, the capital there. But then
Yeah.
in Provo, kind of like a small college town sort of thing.
Hmm.
And I only lived there until I was about 3. Don't really have like any memories.
Yeah.
And my family, we moved here to San Diego for my dad's work. And from there, we kind of bounced around from a few houses, but like kind of always living really close to Sundance.
Hmm.
I went there for elementary school. Go Wildcats. And yeah, so I think it was okay. I really like this question actually, and kind of
Hmm.
me personally, because I think it has a lot to do with like who I am now,
Yeah.
my development. So in elementary school, I was really shy, like super quiet, just really well behaved, I guess.
Hmm.
And so I think that's like funny, like a funny story that sticks out is like one time, I was sitting in class, I was like in 3rd grade or something.
Yeah.
And then this girl sitting next to me, like she was kind of just like bugging me. I kind of didn't like her, and she just like really pissing me off that day. So then she like says something, and I just like insult her. I just like call her some name, probably call her like a head,
Yeah.
worst thing you can in elementary school.
Hmm.
And then she like goes to telling me, goes to the teacher,
Oh.
and this image is just like engraved in my head forever. Like she goes and tells her, and like the teacher looks at me, and she's just like what the heck, like disbelief, just like such
Hmm.
disappointment that I'll never forget. Like
Yeah.
where like the wholesome little like angel boy, like something mean, like did something wrong. I was like,
Right.
oh, like what the heck, like that wasn't fun. So yeah, that's kind of how I was, like really quiet, like really sensitive, but had some people, had like my little friends, um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and I started to get involved like a little with sports, the classic like pee wee soccer, little baseball, t-ball.
Yeah.
So I started going through there, and that's kind of how I met my friends and started to like branch out a little more. Then going to middle school, and
Hmm.
then I went to Mesa Verde, as you know, and from there, I think like what's significant is that I started like doing band a lot.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I whenever you talk about your trombone and stuff from like middle school, it was a good.
Yep.
Um, and from there, dude, the Black Mountain Ballers cannot forget. Um, as Zach Hansen says, like I met a lot of people like friends like Kaji and Kochka, Dustin Percorny,
Hmm.
all these people.
Dustin.
Cool,
Wow,
man.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you went to MC and like you just kind of lose contact with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Hansen, like Black Mountain Ballers, all these people. Brent Payne was on there too.
Dude, that sounds like an epic team. Wow.
It was super fun. It was pretty cool. But I
Yeah.
was sure that everyone thought it was like super weird, like pretty quiet.
Hmm.
So kind of doing that. But yeah, so I was talking about like starting band,
Yeah.
and then my middle brother, I don't know if you see him. He's not it. Yeah, the family portrait, the one on the end. He's like super big music guy. He did
Hmm.
band. He's always a big role model. So like, I'm gonna do that too. Like,
Yeah.
and then he like switched instruments. He started playing euphonium, like baritone.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, I want to be like him. Like I want to switch instruments, kind of do something like that too. But I don't want to copy him. I don't want to be the same. So then,
Right.
he's like, okay, I want to play like a different instrument. And then and then kind of talking to like the teachers there. They're like, well, like no one plays the French horn, so like why don't you do it? I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't even know like what's going on. But like, sure, I'll do it
Right.
different. I remember like walking out with it, like the little office. I was like, I'm gonna decide it too, and like walk out, and everyone's like looking at me in 6th grade. They're like, "Yo, like what is that thing?" Like I feel like such a cool guy, like strutting out.
Yeah. Dude, that was the beginning of like Richard being the band god. Like
Oh,
you're like so famous in the band world. It's crazy. Like
really?
I just had to point that. Are you kidding me, dude? What graduation? Like I think your name was either before or after me. And no, I was before
That's right.
you, and I got like little claps, and then they called your name, and then the band like roared, dude. And I'm like, I thought it was for me at first, but I'm like, no, this is Richard. So like,
It could be for
yeah,
you too, dude. You're an OG. People that don't know Kevin Kochka on the trombone, like a little honor band,
dude.
like ensemble trips, like you're good. You slap.
I mean, you know what's the funny thing is, even though I was good at trombone, I still to this day, oh shit, my thing fell over. Still this day, I don't know how to count rests. Isn't that
Really,
crazy? I don't know
dude.
how to count rests. So I relied on Sophia and Jakai and Michael Bach, dude. Shout out Michael Bach.
Yeah,
To
dude.
like help me with that. So that's why I was like 6th grade, I was like first chair. 7th grade, I was like second chair, and then in 8th grade, I was like third, fourth chair.
Yeah,
But I
falling in
mean,
there, like forget to come like autograph, like gotta.
yeah, but also like I loved like whenever we were like in band, I always brought my Star Wars and Lord of the Rings music book to like show off to people. I'm like, look at me, bro. Like,
Yeah,
big dick energy. Like I played that in front of like Sophia and Jakai, and then they would try to play it, and they know how to play because I had like a personal like music tutor.
Oh
So
yeah.
like it was just super cool. But sorry, go back to
The
you. My
big, the
bad.
big, like, no, I like that. Humongous flex on there. I remember saying that. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so yeah, so I started getting into that. It was fun. Dude, oh my gosh, I love the band stories on there. Like when
yeah.
Jacob Hector was, I remember he talked about, he's like, oh, Richard Knapp had a cool French horn. So like, I was like, it was so bad. And you're
Yeah.
like, I remember. I was like, I hope no one remembers that. It was pretty bad. It was okay. Like, like middle school band, like it was kind
Right.
of not that good. But I was like, yeah, whatever. Like it's fine. Like kind of keep doing it, and yeah, I kept up with that. But at the same time, like I still really like my sports, like Zach Hansen say, like Black Man Ballers, kind of club basketball, starting with that. And
Hmm.
actually in eighth grade, I don't know, like many people remember it now. Like I played like football. I played like Pop Warner. Yeah,
I
right.
did not know the
Right?
what. Did
Yeah,
not know that.
yeah. So it's
Wow.
like it's kind of like a well kept secret, I guess,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people started to go like, like I think you played like for the Wolverine, like Westview
Yeah.
feeder team.
Hmm.
A lot of people started going to that, and
Yeah.
that's why they asked me, because my friends from my basketball team, they're like, "Hey, you should like come play football. Like they all did it. Like everyone's gonna do this here. Like it'll be really fun. Like you could be good." I don't know if
Hmm.
they said that because I was like okay, sure, why not? I want to try it. I
Yeah.
just smashed like in seventh, eighth grade. I started to grow a little bit, like get a little bit. I was like still pretty skinny and small.
Yeah.
Seventh got destroyed. Like they put me in tight end.
Oh no.
Yeah, right. It's like because Zach Sirpolo was like injured, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I guess, but just like puny, trying to like block people, like but I couldn't catch anything either.
Hmm.
It was just like, oh my gosh, like just kind of rough, but I
Yeah.
think too, it was a good experience because I think before, like I was saying, I was really sensitive. I was like such a crybaby in elementary, kind of early years.
Yeah.
Like something didn't go my way in sports, I just cried about it, got mad, like wanted to quit.
Hmm.
And so it's definitely those moments like some of the coaches are such butt heads, like such meatheads. And
Yeah.
I just like don't respond really well.
Hmm.
But then I was like, I'll just stick with it and kind of finish it off. And it was fun. Like it definitely had its good moments. Like I had a cool. I learned from it. So yeah. And then I kept like going. I started playing for like the Westview club, the basketball like feeder team,
Hmm.
eighth grade. And I think that helped a lot. I mean, so then I kind of transitioned going to high school.
Yeah.
To middle school, like overall, okay too. Like, had its moments, but I kind of stuck with that group kind of from elementary school, kind of sports, doing a lot of that, and band as a side thing. Um, and then, so then kind of going to high school, I went to
Hmm.
as did you. And then what happened, it actually kind of going transition from eighth grade to high school. I didn't know if I was going to do band.
Hmm.
Like, thing too, I was like, I don't know if you remember like those workshops going to like to ninth grade, like you need to come to these workshops and audition for the marching band, kind of do it, like
Yeah.
kind of get everyone to come. I was like, so my brother, he was already in it, pretty involved, and I saw it. He was like, oh, you're like really busy. Like I'm like not that into it, and just kind of like I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to. No, I wasn't going to.
Right.
Then kind of those after school workshops. I think I missed one day, and then my friends, they're like, oh, it was like so fun. Like you should come. They're like giving out incentives to like bring the friends, get people to join, get more numbers.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So I went, and then since my brother knew people, he's kind of like really involved, kind of doing leadership stuff. His friends like knew me too, kind of some from middle school back in the day, and they're like, oh, what's up? They're really welcoming, really nice, and so I liked it. So I did it, and I decided to join. Like, okay, I'll do it too. But I still wanted to like keep going with my sports stuff and doing, and that's something like a huge thing too. I guess that's important.
Hmm.
So that brother, he's like the music guy, like video games, like kind of like nerdy, but
Yeah.
I like doing that a lot of stuff too with him. He's like
Yeah.
my role model. My oldest brother, like that right there, yeah, right there. He was like a sports guy. He always
Okay.
played basketball. He played basketball like varsity up to varsity. He's like super good, like super popular too. Um,
Yeah.
then me, I'm like everyone's always telling me like you're just like a weird mix. Like you're kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, judging what you just said, your kind of a little backstory, I guess it makes sense because you like playing video games, like doing band, and also you like playing sports. So you got like you're like a jack of all trades, dude.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
thought that was cool. Like I think that's how I've gotten to know a lot of people and like
yeah,
people like oh I know them from sports. Like I can talk sports or like
hmm,
like I talk music or like video games like anime. Like I you can go there and like I didn't really care like because I liked it too. Like I don't know. So
right.
met a lot of people. So yeah, so then, but that's also been something that's been really hard for me and kind of like a little traumatic, I guess, like not nothing too horrible, but it's because I did both. Like I didn't really excel in either one.
Mm.
I was saying I was like pretty okay at both, and
Okay.
pretty frustrating. So kind of going into freshman year, try out for like basketball team. I was on the feeder team, so they knew me and you got in. And it was okay. Like, I had my friends there.
Mm.
But I think the main problem was like the coach there. Um,
Oh.
yeah, so he was fine, like, playing, working hard, trying to do my thing and trying hard, I thought. But then like one day he made a comment that really stuck out. He's just like, because he coached both my brothers too, even the
Yeah.
middle one, that's the music guy, he did some sports. And then he coached and he's just like, like Richard, like you don't work as hard as your brothers, you're just like not as good as them.
Whoa.
Like, ooh, like that
Wow.
crushed me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just like it kind of confirmed like what I was kind of feeling. I was
Hmm.
like no, that's good. Like kind of living in their shadows a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I was dealing with, and I was like, well, like this sucks. But then I think that really helped me like move along to make the decision. I was like, I gotta like pick something. I gotta like make my own path and do it.
Hmm.
So like I told him, we kind of like had a talk to him. He's like, yeah, so like you're gonna play next year? Like what are you thinking? I was like, no, like I don't think so. I think I'll do band because there's already like music stuff, band stuff that was like conflicting and making it hard. I was like, if it's gonna be hard to do both in the end, like I'll just stick with one
Right.
and be good at it and work hard to excel. And so yeah, whatever, that's fine. And so I did that. And that was kind of like the start of my band stuff. And I felt really good about it. I was like, wow, finally like become my own person, like working that. Like my other brother was there. He was like the band guy and kind
Hmm.
of doing it, but like I kind of felt like I was doing my own path, like playing my own instrument, kind of doing in different groups, doing things that he didn't do.
Right.
Um, so I think that helped a lot, and kind of going through my high school experience and getting more involved in it. Um, he was like the band president at the time, like 2 years ahead of me, and he was a senior, I was a sophomore.
Hmm.
So at the time, I just liked his example, and I was like, I want to work towards that. I want to kind of do stuff like that and get involved, be in leadership,
Yeah.
be good at it, and um, so yeah. So then I kind of got along and worked my way up, and I think that's why everyone knows me, like the band guy,
Yes.
like my senior year, like the junior year, like I was like one of the treasurers on their executive board, and then that
Hmm.
that basically like preps you, and I was basically being groomed to like be this and kind of like do that as well. And yeah, so I thought it was pretty fun. Like
Hmm.
honestly, like from that moment on, kind of sophomore year, like I was kind of like selling my soul through the program. I know Adam talked about it. That was like the first episode I watched with Adam.
Yeah.
You could tell he's just like stressed and like kind of doing a lot of stuff, just like taking care of that one section,
Yeah.
babysitting them. But then when you're kind of like keep going, it's like hierarchy stuff, right? It's kind of
Okay.
level organizational like leadership,
Hmm.
and they have their leaders and like they kind of talk to these people like the other leaders, and then they like talk to the executive board and directors and the president.
Yeah.
So kind of just like they have to babysit like 20 people and it's hard. But then when you're kind of like the head of like a big group like that, you're like babysitting and taking care of like 200 people or like 150 people in the marching band. So it's definitely
Right.
stressful, and I was like, it's a lot of time, but overall, like it was a good experience. I like to joke around and be like, you think they're stressed? Like there's like I think they're like big shots, like being section leaders, like first chairs. Like those guys like shine my shoes. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like um, I don't know. It was pretty involved with that, but
Hmm.
yeah, it was fun and kind of doing that. Um, but I liked high school a bit. Um, a lot of my I don't know, I thought teachers are good. It was fun.
Hmm.
But my friend group, I think something that sticks out, maybe people remember, I don't really know, but oh yeah, yeah. So then after like started joining band, I kind of left those people, kind of my friends I'd known for so long, and then kind of going out with my band friends have this group now. And I think honestly they're like pretty problematic. I think
Oh. Okay.
a lot of people like probably thought we're like pretty cliquey and kind of people like joined and left and kind of got mad. This is like something like normal like high school. It's kind of stupid stuff,
Hmm.
mm, but that happened. But I think some of the people that are like my best friends and super cool and really nice still, and we stay in touch. So I think I got a lot out of like the whole experience and kind of being present, being a leadership stuff out of that. Yeah. Do you want to like, keep going? Like,
Yeah, dude. This is good.
we keep it on a roll.
Yeah.
Um, so then after that, I graduated, and then I started going to BYU, to Brigham Young University, over
Okay.
there in Utah and Provo. And I I liked Alyssa's episode a lot. You kind of asked her about going to school in or college in Utah.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of things she said are like pretty relatable.
Okay.
Like you had that question about like is it like a Mormon school? Yeah. Disclaimer, I guess, if you don't know, like I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's
Mhm.
also known as kind of the Mormon Church or Mormons. But I use that, and if I'll be using like kind of that name, or they kind of advise not to use like the word Mormon so much. I don't know if you heard of like Matt or anyone.
Huh.
It's
Okay.
kind of gets people confused, and it's kind of just like a nickname, and it takes
Yeah.
the name of Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to get too
I
preachy.
never knew that. I didn't know it was like a derogatory thing.
No,
Mormon.
it's not. For a long
Oh,
time, it
okay.
wasn't. We
Okay.
used it as well, but like
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago,
Okay.
and like we just kind of got instructions like from leaders. They're like, "Hey, people like get really confused. Like people don't even know that we're
Mm.
Christians, that we believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Use that
Okay.
name because it gets taken away a lot." Um,
Right.
so yeah,
Well, real quick, I'm curious. Did you go to the church on Black Mountain Road, like that one, that particular Mormon church?
I did. I went
Okay.
there a lot. I
Hmm.
kind of things get switched around with like boundaries and kind of where you go. Sometimes they kind of
Okay.
break. So I went there for a lot of time, and then I started going to the one by Westview.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then I started going back to the one there. They kind of
Okay.
not for any particular reason, but we also have something like called seminary, and it's like
Hmm.
we go to like Bible study, basically like scripture study class before, like all 4 years in high school,
Yeah.
5 or 6 a.m. And I was like went to that like the one by Westview, that church there, and
Hmm.
from there like go to school. So that's kind of my experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people know if I'm like taking AP tests around there and or like kind of see it around. So yeah, so that's my favorite. And then so the BYU is a private university. It's owned by the church.
Okay.
And so then that's like your question. Like most of the other schools are like kind of state schools or public schools, but that one there, it's like really big with that sort of culture. Like
Okay.
people are married. A lot of people, go on their missions too and come back and
Hmm.
that. So then I just got a good, like I got a kick out of it. Like, yeah, it's definitely like that. Even, and it's funny to see like even at another like school in Utah, because there's just a very big population of people that are members of the church.
Hmm.
That's where the headquarters are. That's kind of, there's a lot of history and stuff that leads back there.
Right. Yeah.
So I went there and oh man, so kind of talking about things like kind of my interest and passion. So I always did band and music like a lot. And
Hmm.
I love music, and I was like I don't know like what else I want to study. I didn't really know what I was gonna do for sure. So I was like, maybe I'll try out for music and try to be like a music major, keep studying this. I had
Hmm.
ideas like obviously being a professional like musician, like playing an orchestra, really hard and
Wow.
I
Yeah.
wanted that. So I was like, maybe I'd be like an audio engineer, kind of do different things.
Hmm.
But what happened was actually like in like my junior year of high school, like I was kind of getting better and better, kind of improve my instrument. But then like my junior year, after like halfway through, like something in my brain broke. Like I just
Hmm.
started getting so much worse. Like I just kind
Huh.
of plateaued and like didn't do as well. And from there, kind of you have like different auditions and different like your honor groups, kind of like in the middle school, or like
Hmm.
state level, or, like SoCal. And I kind of just like auditioned for things and like camps, and I just like could not get into anything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so then I auditioned like to into the music program at BYU, and I got like waitlisted. So I got wasted there. I was like, oh, like I guess there's still a chance. Like if I really want to, I can keep pursuing. I was like, I feel like it's kind of like a sign or something. It's not really the path for me.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, why do you think you kind of like lost your junior year? Like, do you know what circumstance affected that?
Oh man, I don't even know. I was like, so then what happened was the specific moment is I went to like an honor band in California.
Okay.
Like that was like my peak. I was like, well, there's like a lot of people in California. It's pretty good music stuff.
Hmm.
And I was in like the lowest band. There's a couple of bands. I was like barely made it in, but like
Yeah.
I was like, it was cool. Like it was fun. You kind of go up to San Francisco, like San Jose area, and like play
Hmm.
and learn from people. But then, so I got in, but then we had to do like an in-person audition.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times in my whole life, like in sports and music stuff, I've been like notorious for choking, just getting,
Oh, okay.
yeah, just getting really nervous and kind of, blustering out, just doing bad.
Hmm.
So then um, we had the in-person audition, and I had some friends there. There's like these people that are really good. So I go in and do it. I just did horrible. Like I blew it.
Hmm.
And so I got like placed like a low chair. I
Hmm.
think from there, kind of my confidence was like just broken. I had like physical problems, like you know how it is, like with your mouth, like your lips, and I don't know, like I just could never quite play as much. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself,
Okay.
aiming for that, kind of like having this expectation, like oh, I need to be band president, I need to be first chair, like kind of
Yeah.
that. So every audition, everything was just like a lot of pressure. So then from there, that was important too, like going to high school or college.
Hmm.
I was like, I think I need to get away from it. Like music, it's like not for me to study.
Yeah.
And I like took a break completely. Like I could have done marching band. I could have like kept playing for fun,
Hmm.
but I kind of just like whoosh, kind of put the French horn in the shelf for a little bit in the closet,
Yeah.
which was hard. And so that's why I like Daniel's episode too. Oh, I really like the podcast. I'm telling you.
That's you're like the truest fan, dude. Even I don't want to call it some people, but some of my friends haven't caught up entirely. So the fact that you're like up to date is awesome. Like
Yeah,
kudos to you, you know?
thank
So
you. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I just think it's interesting what they say and like learning from their experience. I That's like the point of the podcast, right? Like
Yeah.
so then what he said too about like kind of finding friends and
Hmm.
social part was kind of hard for me because band and that group like with my brother was such a crutch in high school. Or
Yeah.
like, it was like an easy way to find people. Same as
Hmm.
Daniel.
No.
Uh, so
Uh,
yeah, so then I didn't have that. I didn't have marching band, kind of this automatic group to go with and with your friends with your section.
right.
So I was like, oh my gosh, like, and I've still been shy, still kind of like have that personality,
Yeah.
kind of just like interact with roommates, like going to different like social gatherings, like then like stuff they put on for freshmen, like get them to interact. Like I was like,
Hmm.
everything's like so cringe. Like it's like such a different environment, really different culture from Southern California.
Yeah.
And I like my friends here. Like I guess it's kind of not super like PC, not super acceptable to be kind of like crass or like there in our church, like kind of this church environment, church culture, like kind of make some certain jokes. Like
Yeah.
my friends are kind of like that, so I'm like what the heck? This is really different, kind of adjusting.
Hold on. So do you remember the part in Lissa's episode where like they like when she was going to school, like they used the word retard like nonchalantly? Is that acceptable there? I'm
It
curious.
it is actually that's a big point too, and that was like
Interesting.
a big thing
Okay.
for me too. I was like, it's like what the heck? Like you can't
Yeah.
like saying the N word, like these white boys, like white boys from Utah, like a lot of
Yeah. Really?
like you say that West, like yeah, like very Republican values. I'm gonna get like too political.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
say these things out like in my high school, like you'll get like destroyed, like you just get ripped apart.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's like different things. People have like different levels, but maybe I was
Hmm.
dramatic at the time, but I was like, what the heck? So it was just really hard.
Hmm.
And then until I met some of these people, like some of my close friends, that were kind of like my high school friends a little bit, and it was like a nice thing. Like they were kind of members of the church too,
Yeah.
a little bit more wholesome, but
Hmm.
still vibes. So I was like, wow, it's like perfect. It's super cool. Shout out to my friends there, Maddie Yamamura. Oh, I shouldn't drop full names. Maddie,
She
and
better get in here and roast you in the
yeah,
chat.
she's really cool. Half of them are like on missions and stuff too, anyway. So they're
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
Carly, Veronica, Hensel, just these people I met, like super cool. I don't know if they ever see it, but yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, um, so that's what I was doing, and then it's being hard. I think a lot of things that made the social part hard because being a freshman was like, what are you studying? What are your plans? What are you doing? I
Right.
was like, I don't know, like I'm not sure yet, and then that kind of just like kills conversation. Like, oh okay, then it's cool, and I was like, wow, this sucks. So then that was a big part too. I was like, I need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Something interesting I like too about like the podcast and like a lot of discussions is kind of learning more about like the community college experience and what has been going on and kind of all that stuff because before I went to school actually,
Hmm.
um, like this guy from my church, I think he went to community college and kind of found his way doing that.
Yeah.
And he asked me like what I was studying. I was like, maybe I'll do music, but I'm not really sure. He's like, you're wasting your parents' money. Like you're wasting that tuition money.
Yeah. Well.
And it's like, because if you don't know what you're doing, like you should go figure it out first. I was like that's really encouraging. Like thanks, dude.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
But my parents have been like supportive. They're just like, yeah, like my dad didn't know either. He's like kind of like take some class, like figure it out, like see that inspiration. So so yeah, so I was like, like I knew to get on. They figured it out. So then I took a psychology class my first semester. And actually, like a funny story with that, like I really wanted to, instead of doing band, like to get that elective credit, I saw like psychology was an option. I was like, oh, that seems really interesting. I think I'd want to do that.
Yeah.
But then I didn't in high school, so I didn't need to. But then I finally did. Like in college, after all my friends like taking AP Psych or like these psych classes, I'm like, well, I want to learn what it's about, see what it is finally. And I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Like really grabbed my attention. I was like, oh, this is super cool.
No.
And oh no,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. We're good.
keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so then something with that, I was like, wow, all these like different experiences, different. Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, kind of the things I was learning mainly about psychology and kind of like some of the clinical side. It
Hmm.
really got my attention because kind of a little more background too. My parents, like my mom is from Mexico, from Ensenada, like Baja California. My dad's from New York, like super white trash.
Whoa! Wait! 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 Your mom's from Mexico?
Yeah, yeah. So
Huh.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm half Mexican. A lot of people like don't really can't really tell, can't really
Yeah,
see.
I can't tell. To be honest with
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
I kind of just look like a white guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wasn't like super attached to the culture either. My mom like spoke Spanish in the home. I understand or always
Hmm.
understood a lot, but I never really liked speaking it.
Yeah.
There's a little thing there too, but
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be wrong, and I'll admit it if I'm wrong, and you can call my bluff. But is there a big Mormon community in Mexico?
there is. It's
Okay.
pretty big.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of in a lot of like Latin American Spanish speaking countries. They're
Hmm.
pretty receptive. They're already like Christian, like
Okay.
or some Christian, and
Hmm.
they're pretty receptive. Like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I believe in Jesus. Like when you kind of send missionaries there, they're like really receptive. Las colonias. There's a guy from my mission watching too, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the Caden, and he's from there too. He's half Mexican. Kind of has a story. He's like ancestry of like the members of the church going there and
Mm.
that community. So if you want to follow him, and he could tell you more about it. It's super cool.
Dude, yes,
So
dude. Yeah.
my mom, they're my parents are both members of the church. My mom's friend got baptized there. I met
Hmm.
when she was little. My dad on his own, kind of in New York. That's where he's from. And
Hmm.
like she going to the United States, they kind of met in like California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, so with that and kind of what I've kind of learned more recently about my mom's family is that they just have like a ton of problems on like kind of to putting it bluntly. Um, a lot of a lot of things that happened kind of when she was growing up, kind of psychological like trauma and emotional trauma and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Kind of led you kind of see it now. They're also I love them so much. I
Yeah.
spent a long time with them before, kind of got more distant, but then my mom she's telling me about this stuff. I was like, wow, this is I, I like hearing about it. It's sad, but I'm like, it's kind of interesting to see how these things happen and how that affects your life, like psychologically.
Hmm.
And I was like, and for some reason, like in my writing class, we had to do like some paper, some essay, where I don't even know what it was about. Like, what was the prompt or something? But it's kind of just like a research project
Yeah.
paper. And for some reason, I kind of just gravitated to like kind of the effects of like machismo, like kind of like toxic masculinity in like Mexican Latino communities, Latino homes.
Hmm.
I don't know, I kind of started getting into that topic. And something about me is like I'm pretty indifferent. Like I'm just gonna cringe so much when I watch this podcast because my voice is just super monotone. I've always ever since my voice dropped, like it's just pretty like one tone, and I honestly have a hard time emoting. Honestly, like being excited and kind of
Dude, your voice is very sexy. What are you talking about,
wait,
dude?
what
Like,
the heck?
just keep it like that, dude. You don't need to fluctuate your voice. Like, come
I
on.
don't change it,
It's
dude.
fine if you're static. I don't. Yeah.
Dude, that makes me so
Life
happy.
coach, Kochka. Thank you, Aaron.
Coach, thank you, life
Yeah,
coach.
that was a
Uh,
good.
so yes,
But
but
yeah,
like kind of personality, like kind of being hard to emote and hard to be passionate about.
yeah.
Like, I'm like always like, oh, this thing's okay. Like, it's okay, it's good.
Hmm.
So then I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do this paper on. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I
Right.
thinking about? And
Yeah.
it came up, and I really enjoyed doing it. I really like that. Like, is you could say it's like a little passion for me. So like, maybe I'm onto something here. Like, I'm kind of going on this path. And I was like, you know what? Second semester, that was my first semester. And second semester,
Hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna change my major. I'm gonna do this, or I just like look into like the psychology major here. And so then I started doing that, and I had my class. There's kind of just like two classes, kind of intro class, like figuring out the prereqs,
Yeah.
like seeing it, and then that's this is like a very important moment in my life too. And just randomly in one of those classes, the psych classes,
Hmm.
I was pretty antisocial, like just go to class, like a lot of people. Hated talking to people, and some kind of encouraged it, kind of like weird culture stuff there.
Yeah.
But then, so then one day I go to class and I'm like looking for seats, like a huge class. I sit down and there's like this girl sitting next to me, like a seat apart. So I'm in this seat, there's one empty, and she's in that one.
Hmm.
And so then I just had this weird idea. I was like, I'll move on over, like kind of, yeah, you kind of like sliding there. I was like, I hate people like crawling over me trying to get in. Like I'll just do it before class,
Yeah.
kind of doing it. But she kind of like caught my eye. I was like, this girl like pretty cute. Like I look at her, and then I kind of go over, and still like I said, I've always been shy, kind of antisocial a little
Yeah.
bit,
Hmm.
just getting to know people. And then, but then I was like, I like need to talk to her. Like I really want to like kind of like strike up conversation.
Right. Yeah.
And kind of start talking, and then like I don't know, we just slide, you slide dog. Yeah, and then suddenly we just like start talking, and like I hate making small talk, but like
Mm.
we like kind of find a lot of like coincidences. I
Yeah.
was, my oldest brother's here studying, he's married. My other brother's on a mission. She's like my oldest sister here, she's married. My other sister's on a mission. I was like, oh, that's neat, and like kind of like there's more to it, like a lot of like weird coincidences.
Yeah.
And, so then, but then eventually I kind of like feel, and I was like, wait, I should ask like where her sister's serving. It's kind of like easy, like conversation starter, like,
Hmm.
talking about missions. I kind of had the idea, like, and but then eventually, like, she asked, I don't do it. And she asked me, she's like, where's your brother serving? Where's his mission? I was like, oh, he's in Tokyo South. He's in Japan. She's like, what? Like, no way. Like, my sister's there. I was like, whoa,
Wow.
heck. It's like, there's like 150 missions in the whole world. Like, let's cross the whole world in a bunch of different countries. Like, that's really weird. Like,
Hmm.
let's see what's going on here. So, like, showing things like, let's see, like, maybe they're like, know each other. Like, looking at the picture, like, the first picture I pull up that he last sent, like, she's like, looking, or she looks it up. And I put out, like, that's my brother right there. Like, they're in the same page. I was like, what the heck? Like, this is so weird. Like this is, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, you can call it what you want it. Like, fate or destiny or like inspiration or it's like planned by God and like but I was like this is like really weird like I really like this person I think you're super cool like I want to hang out with you
Yeah.
and then she's like I was like are you doing something this morning like you want to hang out and she's like yeah like no she's like no I'm working but like we should do something here's my number like you can text me and then oh my gosh
Nice. Yeah.
yeah so it kind of like but like I did and I was like, oh, like I don't know, like oh, there's a funny story too. Like, is it very? You want to hear like an embarrassing story? Like,
Go for it,
okay,
dude. We
okay,
got time. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Just let me know if you want to like move on stuff. But then, so then like the week before, like I was having a hard time socializing, and the culture there, it's like a lot about dating. Like you hear a married couple, and kind of starts with like dating, a lot
Yeah.
of group dates, like double dates, hanging out with your roommates, things like that. Yeah, so I was like. And I just like was striking out. I just not having any luck there. Like
Yeah.
literally the week before or something, like recently,
Hmm.
like my roommate's trying to like, hey, you should want to double date me. Let's go to a basketball game. I was like, sure, dude. Like that sounds fun. Like I need to get on my show, do something. And then like I tried to, and like the day before, and trying to find someone to go with,
Yeah.
I text and I talked to like 10 girls. They're like I know if my classes, like or like one after another. I just got
Yeah.
rejected by every single one. With some with like excuses more valid than others. So it's kind of like I was like. Like what the heck? Like not a single one. Like
Yeah.
some were like obviously like kind of like not interested. So I was like, and I was okay. Like I wasn't like dying to go do this thing, but I was like, wow,
Right.
like my ego definitely took a hit. I wasn't doing like I wasn't super disappointed. I wasn't like trying to find someone like dying to on a date. My goal,
Hmm.
like I was kind of just doing it like kind of make my roommate happy. He wanted to go. I was like, well, I need to do it. I don't want to like go alone if he's not comfortable with that.
Right.
So but I was like, oh my gosh, like this sucks. Like I was pretty jaded about like the whole dating thing.
Hmm.
So, but then afterwards, so that's why I was like very apprehensive to text her. Um, I was like, oh my, I want to get like destroyed again. Like she kind of said she's busy. I don't know if she's interested. And then the next week we have that class on a Thursday, and then like we
Hmm.
met before and it's like once every week, and it was Valentine's Day, like 2/14, and then I kind of doing the thing. I was like running the class. I was like, hey, like, can you save me a seat? Like, I still want to talk to her. So I want to get to know her. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. and then we're oh my god,
I know, right? No, not having slush over it, dude. Yeah, okay.
what a legend. I love all these people, dude.
I know. That's what's so cool about this, dude. I think I'm just curious. Real quick feedback from you. Do you think this could be like a future thing, like maybe do Instagram Live for the like during this like pandemic kind of thing?
With like any oh my gosh, with any people or like what do you mean? Like keep to keep the podcast alive.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Cause like like I was talking to Seth, like 2 weeks prior to this, right? And
Yeah.
I was just like, man, like nothing's going on. Like I'm just so depressed about this. Like it's been like a month, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, and then you DM'd us, and then I'm like, huh, maybe we can get Richard to do it. And now here we are now. So here we are now. And did Seth ask you if you either wanted to do Zoom or Instagram Live? I forgot.
Oh my gosh. He did ask me. He was like, "Do you have a preference? Like, do you want to do Zoom or Instagram?" I told him I was like, "Whatever is easy for you, man."
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would really want you to, to ask. I really want to be on the podcast, but I didn't
Right.
want like desperate. I always had this weird mentality where
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to like reach out and kind of go for like pretty passive.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't want to make it weird, like seem out, reach out like that, and have them reject me, and like it'd be more interesting if they want me on because they'd be interested. Like ask me questions, want they're interested in my experience. But then I actually talked to this person that I'm telling you a story about, who ended up being my girlfriend at the time, and she's on a mission. I still communicate with her. I'm talking with her, and she's like, I was like, yeah, this is kind of weird. She's like, what are you looking forward to like this month? Like, what are you doing? I was like, there's like a podcast that this guy from my high school started. And it's like so lame, but like
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Like, I kind of would like to be on it. She's like, like she like kind of makes fun of me. She's like, yeah, I think you mentioned you like podcasts. Like I think you should go for it. It sounds cool. It sounds like a good way to share your experiences. I was like, and she's like a go getter. She's taught me a lot about that.
Hmm.
I was trying to finish the story, but I was like, I'm gonna like do something for once in my life and like go for it. So I was like, it's something so small, so down. I was like, hey, like I like the podcast, like DM me,
Right.
guys. And then
Yeah.
you guys responded positive. You're like, yeah, sure, we can do it. I was like, heck yeah. So then yeah, he asked me if it was like Instagram Live or Zoom. So then I was like very compliant. I was like, yeah, whatever you guys want, like whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, so would you say based I think we're doing really well so far,
I think
honestly.
so, yeah.
Do you think this could be like we can do this for a couple more episodes until stuff starts opening up again?
I think so. I think that'd be
Okay,
cool.
cool.
Kind of
Yeah.
gives a nice interactive experience too. Like if that's
Yeah.
what you like want, like fan question, like doing that, like this is a
Yeah.
really easy way to start doing that, I think.
Yeah. But go back to your thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So this story like illustrates and kind of highlights some of those points.
Yeah.
So so then I text her like a week later, like nothing until then. But I was like thinking, I was like, dude, I want to like ask her out. Like, I want to do something. I was like, it's like freaking. I was like, I want to do it for like Valentine's Day. I was like, that's so corny. Like, that's like the most cliche thing ever. Like, what the heck? But then, I talked to her in class, and we're talking afterwards. We keep talking like we did last week.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so like, what do you have? Like, do you have any plans like for Valentine's Day? Like, you must have a girlfriend, right? She kind of
Mm.
like yeah. She's like, I was like, no, like actually I don't. She's like,
Yeah.
what? Like, really, you don't have a girl? You don't have plans? I was like, dude, you're rubbing salt in like this wound that you don't even know exists. Like, I was like, oh
Yeah.
man. But
Yeah.
it was like cute. She's kind of like, showing she's interested. I was like,
Hmm.
no. And then I tell her, I was like, oh, because this whole time after like the first semester, I missed music a lot. I was like, I got away from it. I was like, wow, I really like doing it. I just want to like play French horn. I want to go back to this. So I was kind of like sad boy. I was like, no, like I wouldn't have plans right now. I have a date. I was
Yeah.
going to this band concert by myself. Like, who
Yeah.
are? Why would you do that?
Right.
Like what the heck? Kind of. There's like, I'll go with you.
Hmm.
Like she's like, I'll pay for it. Like let's go. I was like you're like a music person. Like she like theater in high school, like put into that. But like,
Yeah.
she never played French horn. So then like she's like, yeah, dude. Like I'll go. Like I went to my sister's concerts and do that. I think it's cool. I was like, dude, let's hop on that. So
Wow. Yeah.
it's like a good time and like I think in like the concert, she like pointed out, she's like, wow, that French horn player is like really good. I was like, dude, like you know what that sounds like? You can point that out. I was like, this is like love at first sight. Like that was like a minor. I was like, no, like no girl's like ever done that before.
Yeah.
It's like silly things, but yeah, she's just like my best friend like the whole entire world. Like we started dating,
Hmm.
and it was a really good part. I think a lot of
Sorry,
people.
was this freshman year you met her? Like
Yeah,
officially?
yeah.
Okay.
this is my freshman, the second semester.
Gotcha.
And so everything just like went up from there. Like I'll try not to like gush too much and like
Yeah.
sappy, but so yeah, so it's like really good. Keep it going. I'll go back to California. She stays there during class and keep going the long distance.
Hmm.
And I kind of finish out my semester there. And so then yeah, so that kind of keeps going to the next part of my life, which is I made plans to like go on a mission.
Yeah.
Right? Uh-huh. And so and so for people that don't know, it's like people in our church, young men and women, have the opportunity to go out and serve and kind of go to another place. Sometimes you go to different countries, so sometimes you go speak in different language.
Now,
And
do
you
you
go,
ride your bike there or no?
I did not ride a bike there.
I'm totally joking, but yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
I would have
yeah.
been doing that.
Because you went where exactly? What country?
Yeah, so then I wanted to do it, and
Yeah.
you fill out some papers, you go, and they tell you where. They kind of pick. There are a lot of different places, a lot of different missions.
Hmm.
So I got called to the Colombia Medellin mission.
Wow, that's so. When you first initially got that, like, how did you feel at that moment,
Dude,
kind of thing?
if you if you watch the video, like everyone like has friends over. It's kind of like a big thing, kind of
Hmm.
like cultural thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone takes a video and you watch the video. I'm like reading. I'm like holding it, like crying. It's like emotional. It's an
Yeah.
important thing, kind of like a rite of passage sort of thing. I'm
Yeah.
like crying. I'm like, where am I gonna go? Like kind of like summing through the words.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. Yeah.
you always read ahead, and then you like you react before you say it. You're like, I was like, I'm going to the, and this is the most, I can't watch it without cringing because I'm like, I'm going to the Colombia Medellin mission. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, and like just saying it totally wrong. I should know how to say it. Like my mom's Mexican,
Yeah.
my Spanish is like pretty okay. So I was like, but just like confused. But honestly, I was like a little confused. I was like, this is random. Like I did not think of that at all. And like
Right.
I even know at the time, like getting some touchy some narco stuff. But then afterwards, like, dude, like you need to be careful.
Yeah.
Like that's like Pablo is there, right? Like Pablo
Mm.
Escobar. Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't know that actually. But
Um,
yeah,
yeah, fun fact, real quick. My mom was actually born in Colombia, so I
really?
have Colombian descent. Yeah, we thought, real quick, we thought we were Brazilian until she took a DNA test, and she was like 35% Colombian.
Are you?
And she was, yeah. And our theory, real quick, our theory is that she was adopted actually in Colombia, my mom.
Oh my gosh. So
And
she
so that was a really big deal to her when she found that out, like based on her DNA test. And she doesn't want to tell my grandma because she would probably, I don't probably freak out about that kind of stuff. I don't know, but just quick side note, yeah,
that's really interesting. So like,
yeah.
does your mom like she doesn't like know her parent or like she was what happened?
I,
Like,
I don't
born there
know, like
to the U.S. for adoption or something?
I, it's such a mystery because yeah, what really interesting is that so they adopted her and then they had which was and then I think they moved to like Brazil for a bit and then they moved back to Colombia where my uncle uh, was as well. And there's rumors that he was adopted too. I don't know. Like it's still
Wow.
kind of a mystery because we haven't talked to my grandma about it, and we don't want to bring it up because we don't want to like, like she might get emotional about
So,
that stuff. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. So
Wow. That's
yeah.
you're like talking about that. So you're like you guys are international. You got like Brazilian, like
I mean, we're
Colombian.
like culturally Brazilian, but like I guess genetically, right? We're Colombian, which is still cool. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
so cool not being like fully white, you know? Like I want something different, you know?
You pull that card, dude. Yeah, you already know that's probably
Yeah, I'm definitely pulling that card, dude. 30%,
you can.
represent. Yeah,
Yeah, oh, I get that. I
yeah.
always point out you're like trying to like kind of be like a racial figure or something. I'm like a lot of times I'm like I would be offended by that like Mexican joke or like that like kind of like racial joke, but like I don't think I have like that authority like to pull that card most of the time. Like
Hmm.
kind of in touch with my culture. I don't know,
Yeah,
but that's different. Thank you for sharing. That's super cool.
yeah.
But so yeah, so I had like no clue about it. But then there's not that many like Colombian people like that live around here. There's some, but like
Hmm.
there's like two like Colombian restaurants, and like you don't really hear that much about them. Like,
Yeah,
right?
like that part of the country is like Uruguay and like Colombia and Venezuela. You don't get like a lot of people from there, or
Yeah.
like who migrate to to
Hmm.
America.
I
So
just there's like a ton in like Florida, and like what I found there, like kind of meet people there, like everyone has a cousin or like an aunt. They're like, yeah, my that person's in the United States. I'm like, that's weird. I feel like I should have met more people then, but like there's like some people and like So yeah, so going, I don't really know what to expect. Kind of just like talking to some people before and like give a lot of advice and you prepare the best
Hmm.
you can. But I go there first, so I go to Bogota, the capital there.
Okay.
Mm. Then you kind of do your little training for a little bit. I was there for 3 weeks. You like learn the language, like learn how to teach, and like kind of talk to people, not be a weirdo.
Right.
But it's like kind of like a crash course, and kind of just
Yeah.
do the best you can to wing it. And then you go out, and from there I went to Medellin. I went to the city there. It's the second biggest city there. Like Kevin was saying, it's kind of in South America, kind of northwestern part of it,
Hmm.
and kind of Medellin's like kind of in the middle of the country. Um, and it's like the second biggest city. It has a lot of it's pretty famous, like for obviously for Pablo Escobar, a lot of kind of shady things, a lot of weird things.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot since then. Some people are
Okay.
like really concerned. They're like, dude, you need to be careful. Like, you need to watch out like drug cartels and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they're like, dude, like people that have been there, like it's a lot, but it's completely different. It's super safe and fine.
Hmm.
So, and that's what it was, how it turned out to be. Really clean, really beautiful,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's kind of just like different worlds in the United States.
So I'm curious, is there a different dialect in Colombia, or is it just like regular Spanish? You know what I mean by that? Do they have a different way, like a fluency to it kind of thing?
It's like it's regular Spanish. A lot
Okay.
like Colombia is like known for having like really pure Spanish. Supposed to
Okay.
have really good Spanish kind of dictionary definitions, like using the words when a lot of countries use like other slangs.
Okay.
But most parts like, and that's not even true for the most part. Like I saw somebody that spoke really ugly Spanish, like, but just funny stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty normal. But there's a lot of like different like native people, kind of like Native Americans there, and
That's
they
pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah speak like differently. Like this family I knew, this guy, he's like teaching me. He's like, yeah, my native language is like comes from like South Pacific, like Southeast Pacific, kind of India, like that area. I'm like, what the heck? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound dumb. I can't really remember, but like
Yeah.
I flew far and somehow like came there, and it's like super different. But they speak that, they speak Spanish. I'm sure they're
Interesting.
like
Yeah.
native dialects that I didn't have to learn. It would have been really hard. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I have a quick question, by the way. Is it okay if I turn it like this, or is it like sideways for everyone?
It's kind of sideways.
Okay, I don't want to do that, but I really want my phone to die. I'm having a predicament here, but what?
Yeah.
Um, anywho,
So let me ask you this. So like what was like the best experience there and probably like the worst as well? Kind of like the extremes.
yeah. Do you let's see, kind of in what way? Because there's like a lot of good things about being a missionary in a mission in a lot
Hmm.
of aspects, kind of like culturally, learning a language, personal growth, like kind of finding more about yourself,
Yeah.
spiritual, getting closer to God and Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
What I don't know what would be best.
Yeah, I guess kind of broad. I guess what made you feel like in a sense like this is my calling kind of thing? Like you really thought this is it. Like I'm so glad to be here kind of thing. Like what was that moment? Like what were you doing to kind of fully realize like this is so awesome. I'm so blessed to be here kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I think I have one that I think would highlight that.
Hmm.
So I think we so actually from Medellin, like they call like mission, like missions kind of englobe like big parts of the country, especially there's only five
Okay.
across the country. So then in that mission, it's like parts of the coast, a little bit further down, the kind of what they call like the coffee triangle, the coffee access,
Okay.
like a few like different cities, like states around there. And so I actually got sent there to like a little tiny town called Chinchina. Actually,
Okay.
fun fact, there they have the world's biggest cup of coffee there. Just
Huh.
yeah, you look it up like Chinchina coffee cup, and you just see it. And that's what I posted. Like if you follow me, that big
Hmm.
cup. That's what it is. It's like a tourist thing, but it's like the tiniest little town. It's like 50,000 people.
Right.
Yeah, like kind of in the middle of nowhere, a lot of like farmland, a lot of farmers. So I'm there, and then a lot of people. It was really cool because super eye opening. You've gained a lot of perspective. Kind of just going to any country, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
There, it's like a developing country. Like um, a lot of people, like a lot of poverty. I saw a lot of poverty. I saw a lot of problems, which
Hmm.
like sad. But kind of when you're a missionary, kind of goal and objective is like I want to help people. I want to serve them. It's like kind
Right.
of capacity that kind of make their life easier. But a lot of times, kind of like a religious, like spiritual way. So then, you knock a lot of doors, meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, find their stories. But then this one family that we met, kind of in this kind of poor neighborhood, kind of not great part of town,
Hmm.
they kind of like let us in, and we talked to them a lot, and get to know them over the span of a few months. I'll shorten it. There's a lot to it, but then we talked to their family, and a lot of them end up getting baptized, end up becoming members of the church, and kind of getting involved with that, like
Mm-hmm.
making spiritual growth, helping them. But it's
Yeah.
like kind of their grandkids is like grandkids, and like one of the sons there, like he's like the son-in-law, but it was always in the house of like the two grandparents there. And like
Right.
grandma was super nice. She always let us in. She always served us. Colombian people are like the nicest people. It's kind of like a culture thing. It's very similar to other like Mexico, other like Latin American countries. People are just very warm, very welcoming. And, like you get these two random like foreigners, like
Yeah.
some they speak Spanish. You knock their door and you're like, hey, like can we talk? Can we share a message with you? And like
Yeah.
yeah, like go for it. Come in, come on. They give you like offer you juice, offer you soda, and like are just super nice.
Yeah.
And this lady like always let us in, always super nice.
Mm-hmm.
But her husband, he was like always working. He was kind of distant and like never talked to him. But we love sharing with all people, sharing with families. We
Right.
can be united. We know there's a lot of problems, especially there. So then, what happened was with them, this
Mm-hmm.
dude not there, never. But then one day, just out of nowhere, he's like kind of sits down and like starts talking to us, and he's like, "Wait, this is like really good. Like I've never liked religion or like anything with churches, but like
Mm-hmm.
really like what you guys are saying, and kind of like what it's doing for my kids, my grandkids. Like they're going to church, they're being really like obedient, being good kids.
Right.
So so he kind of gets interested and he keeps doing it, but like this guy had like a lot of problems. Like they said like for like 60 years, like he just like was always kind of off working off with like his work friends, kind of always drinking. I don't know, he's like alcoholic, but always drinking, kind of always doing drugs, and kind
Mm-hmm.
of really present, I guess, for his family,
Yeah.
and kind of doing it. But then, like, as soon as he started like teaching, it depends on your views on some sort of things. But like, but as soon as we started doing it, like, talking to him more, like,
Mm-hmm.
he just like changed like that. He's like, I'm like being sober now. Like, I want to be better. I want to be closer with my family and like do these good things, like be better. And then I was like, whoa, dude, like, I don't know. It's just kind of the change you see in people like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty tremendous. Kind of going from their lives, like you see a lot of weird things. Like I saw like 14-year girls that are like pregnant and like living with like a 25-year-old guy. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like that's not a good
Yeah.
decision. Kind of like that's the thing, that kind of sort of type of problem.
Mm-hmm.
But then like these people are just like trying to be positive and like trying to like, stay away from these things that could affect their family life and being a better dad, being a better grandpa.
Right.
Like those people just end up being like the sweetest people, like super loving, super kind, and just wishes the best. And I actually still like talk to that lady. Like you kind of try to keep stay in contact with some people. So I talked to the grandma and like people like this like WhatsApp. I don't know if you like heard it, like kind of
Yeah.
like a messaging app that none of the US uses, but then it's like really popular in like other countries. And it's like kind of reach out to people on that. Everyone has it there.
Yeah.
I see it, and her profile picture is just like a picture that we took there. I was
Right.
like, oh my gosh, like
Okay, real quick. Sorry, Richard.
no, go for it.
Seth, there's a timer remaining. Is it gonna like cut out? We have like a minute and like 25 seconds left.
Wait, what time
Uh,
is it?
it's dude. It's like 3:30. Wow.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Isn't it crazy how time flies?
Yeah,
Seth,
I'm
will
different.
you don't speak to me, Seth. Don't just do that. Come on. Is it gonna cut out or something? Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Hey, whoever stuck the, I feel like there's that one person who stuck the entire time. Shout out to that person.
Yeah, one
Just
thirty.
just spam life coach Kochka if you stuck
Yeah,
from the beginning. I don't know something.
nope, your life coach.
Thumbs up. I don't know.
Then you just, yeah, a big thumbs up for Kevin. Seriously for doing this.
Yeah, it's counting down, Seth. I have 45 seconds left.
Dude, are you wrapping it up? You guys make it count? Or do you think we keep going? I don't. I'm so sorry. I told you I talk a lot, and like kind of ramble,
No,
but
this is perfect, dude. Because didn't it feel like super natural and just like smooth the
yeah,
conversation?
yeah, I liked it. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
Apart by the chat, which is my fear, but it
life
was
coach, good tan, dude.
the life coach. Yeah, I appreciate how this feels.
Yeah, it will stop. So shoot, I still have like 5 more minutes to talk to you about, but like I guess yes, Nico. Okay, so I guess when it times out, we're just gonna restart, and then if we only get like two people to listen, it's fine. You know what I mean? Because I do want to ask you like the big question and a
Yeah,
couple other things because this is really fascinating. I didn't know you went to Colombia until like when Seth told me, and we're about to cut out 1-0. Hello, Aaron. What's up? Yeah, that sucks. There's a timer. Come on, dude. Like,
What's up with that?
I, yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe they don't want you to like. They don't. Maybe Instagram doesn't want you to do like a podcast form on here. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they're silencing the people, dude.
They
We need to fight
are,
the
dude.
system. We can't have this.
Wow, that's so cool. Now, did where did I'm just curious. Do you know where Linnell went for his mission?
I do. I
Okay.
think he went to Mexico, like Puebla North Mission. There's like kind of sometimes like north south kind of parts of the city.
Okay.
So he's in that city, Puebla. I think. And he's back now. That's why I commented that thing that time. I was like, I would like
Wait, Linnell's back?
yeah, he's back. So what happened?
Yes.
The reason why I'm here, normally the mission lasts for 2 years,
Uh-huh.
and like it's. I was like, see you guys, like 2 for 2 is like catch you later, kind of big dramatic. And
Yeah.
then I'm here, like 8 months later, but obviously like with the situation with coronavirus, like
Yeah.
they started saying, especially where it's like worse, like kind of in Asia, parts of Asia, Europe, they're like trying to get people out there. Like the missionaries all need to go back to their home countries. Like it's just too dangerous. We need to like kind of
Right.
get reports too late before they close stuff.
Yeah.
And then so then that's there wasn't even that many cases. There's probably like around 200, like 200 cases in Colombia,
Okay.
like when they announced that, and they kind of told us like you're going home. And some of us didn't think we were, and we didn't. But this is like never before, like first time ever. Well, yeah, that it's kind of being interrupted. And so
Yeah.
I was there for 8 months, and they're like, "You're going, go back home, and we'll see what happens." Kind of when it settles down, you kind of go back out and be a missionary again. Maybe here in the United States, or maybe going back.
Yeah. Do you want to go back or do you want to go somewhere else?
I think, I mean, I love like Colombia. I love the people. I love the food. It was just a really like super cool experience. But I would be okay kind of staying here or going somewhere else,
Hmm.
just because I feel like there'll be more problems like coming down the road. Like if something happens again, they're like, okay, you're gonna get out of the country again and like have to travel. It was really stressful when you had to do it. I didn't really like it. I don't really have to move around. I'd rather kind of just stay put and finish it off kind of here.
Hmm.
But I'll do whatever like kind of they tell me to, whatever is best.
Right. Yeah. Um, Dude, that's just so cool. Like, I could never do that. Like, go to my comfort zone to a different country and just spread the gospel, if you will. So it's like
Dude.
yeah, yeah, that's just good for you, dude. Seriously, like, I'm glad. Now, do they encourage it? Do they like what is their mindset? Do they kind of force you to do it, or like you don't have to do if you don't want to? But is it part of like the journey kind of thing? What is the whole um idea behind the mission? I guess.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. A lot of it, it's very strongly encouraged,
Okay.
especially for boys, for young men.
Okay.
Um, this is kind of the way it's been since like early times. It's kind of like the guys going out, they're like we have to take care of kids, but like things change and now like
Hmm.
can go out too. Guys starting when they're 18 and like girls when they're 19. So that's kind of why you see people going like right after high school, like after your school, before you get too involved with other things. And it's just like strongly encouraged for boys, like complete optional for girls,
Hmm.
but like not mandatory. hmm And
Okay.
we don't. Another question somebody asked, like, I don't get paid for it. No one gets paid to do it. They don't know, like we pay money and we want to do it because it's like such a good thing. Yeah, I
Um,
hopefully people think that too and kind of like learn a little bit about it.
Now, who pays for the actual trip? Like, does the church pay for that?
The flight, yeah, the
Yeah,
church
all that stuff. Yeah.
like a few things like kind of like flights, especially like getting out of there. They're like
Hmm.
they're dropping some big money, like trying to get out like as soon as possible, like charter flights, humanitarian flights. This is bad. They're like shutting down borders. There's definitely some stories for another time, but
Yeah,
most of it kind of like we pay to kind of cover our cost of living and some things while we're there.
I see. Yeah. Um, I'm really enjoying this, dude.
But yeah, I'm
Wow.
so happy, dude. That
This,
my heart is so full.
I know, like, this is so cool. Like, I think I might, because I originally had like a guest list before the whole Corona thing, like like who to do with. And
Yeah,
honestly, I might just go back to that and just pump these out every Tuesday or something like that. Because
right,
like no one's really got anything to do anyways. So,
right.
um,
Yeah.
and I love this format. I really do. So I think I might continue doing the Instagram live stuff.
Did the nerves go out? You're not as nervous doing the live stream. I can do it.
I think, yeah, I think after like the 5 minute mark and you get in a good conversation, like the flow, you kind of forget about it. You're so engrossed in the conversation kind of thing. So you just kind of
Yeah,
forget about that.
yeah. Dude, can I pitch you something? Can I
Sure, why
pitch
not?
you? Okay, I think you need to do one. Well, first thing with you, I think someone needs to interview you. You need to do your episode or Seth's episode.
Dude, we should do that for, okay, I want to say this real quick. before I answer that, for the 50th episode, dude,
The what?
for the 50th
Oh, the
episode,
50th.
hear me
That'd
out. I want literally everyone to spam and swarm and DM Coach Jamal, and we'll have him on as the 50th guest.
that'd be cool.
Do
Yeah.
you know, like that? Because I think that's like a good, like a milestone
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have. Like, and everyone loves Jamal. Yeah, look at Antonio. Like
That,
that. Like seriously, like around like episode 4 now, I'm like, guys, please, just, I'm probably do like a poll thing. It's like, I'll be like, hey guys, like say yes or no if you want Jamal. If it's like overwhelmingly like 80% or more, like yes, like everyone just you
oh
know
yeah.
DM him that, and
Yeah.
maybe you can come on because I don't know. It's just yeah, maybe for the 100th I might do me. That's so far away in the future though, but I
Dude, yeah.
mean, yeah.
It's exciting stuff. Some exciting plans. I think you should definitely do that for Jamal. Like, I'm sure he would do it. 100%. He's such, like such a cool guy.
I think I think you would do it, but I think the limitations of like the job he might not because I really want to talk to him like why he left Westview.
Mm,
Um,
spicy
what
take.
was what like yeah like I kind of want to know about that, and I don't know if he'll go into that kind of
Mm,
detail because like that's I don't know, you know what I mean? So
maybe, yeah.
yeah,
Maybe later down the line he won't be with RB. He'll be kind of just like floating around. And, like
I
he,
hope he is so they can not expose, but like just go into detail like the
other
whole
than
PUSD system.
heck yeah, you should definitely. And I think it'd be good for viewers too. Like
Oh
everyone
my
like
god.
people just tune in for their friends, but like Jamal is everyone's friend. Like just like kind of big figure, like you said at Westview. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, if that's like kind of like the dream right now. That's like the first milestone is that. So yeah, but yeah, it'd be cool to do it myself. I don't know who would interview me. Maybe like
Oh, that's
I don't know. Maybe Seth would be kind of funny.
yeah. I kind of did that.
Do
It's like
have yes, everyone be like Seth for the 100th episode. He interviews me. It'd be
yeah,
hilarious.
coming from behind the camera, behind the scenes. That'd be fun.
Yes,
I'd hop on that.
me too.
I just to recalculate, you need to do the reemphasize. You need to do the Matthew Lillard episode.
I,
I,
that's that's what's so beautiful. Like maybe I can even pump out maybe 2 week might be too much, but with this new schedule, like I'll probably be able to get. I mean, because who knows how long this quarantine's gonna last. So and do you assume Linnell's gonna go back to the so like let's say I don't know like say
oh,
this he's gonna go back to the mission trip and this is all over?
that's a funny question. I can't speak exactly, but I imagine yes, because that's
Okay.
kind of what a lot of people feel. And
Yeah.
funny story, I actually found out yesterday that we can go back as soon as May 1st. That's like this Friday, and it'll probably take longer, but like
Yeah.
it's gonna happen soon. So that's a good heads up. Like if you want to do it with him, probably should do it before then, like next few weeks.
Oh, okay. I'll be down to do it next week. But yeah, I mean, so we'll just stick to this format. But okay, one more question before like the last question because I'm
Okay.
just enjoying this so much.
Okay.
Um, like so, how do I describe this? Would you say, with the path you were on now, you're gonna stick with kind of thing? Maybe even do more missions in the future? Is that like your calling, or you still haven't found your calling yet?
Oh, that's also a really good question. Yeah.
Yes,
That's,
dude.
so
Coach Good, the journalist,
good thing
interviewer.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what happens there is with missions, you actually only do it once.
Oh, okay.
You're 18 months or you're 2 years and you're done. They want you to keep going on to normal life, like kind of, keep going to school, studying, work, get married, start a family, kind of
Yeah.
do these things to be a good person.
Hmm.
You can do it as like a senior couple though.
Yeah.
Like when you're married and you're both old and usually need like a decent amount of money kind of because then you're paying for more expenses.
Hmm.
Um, you can do like another one. Some people do a ton. So I guess it's a possibility that would. I
Yeah.
think I would. Sometime in the future, if it's possible. I like it a lot. The senior missionaries are so cute. It's like usually like an old couple, like help out with like office work and things like that. And it's
Yeah.
always, but yeah, and also for girls too, if they like don't get married, they can also like do it kind of like a normal one. Like
Hmm.
it's kind of like same deal. Like you pay for it, and I'm not a girl. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I wouldn't say that.
Hmm.
It's like it's like, but I think it's life changing. Like it kind of a
Oh yeah.
stereotype, a cliche. People always say it's the best 2 years, and you just like learn so much. It's incredibly difficult. Like you say, it's like culture shock, and like people are like, how am I going to learn like Japanese or like learn a hard language or talk to these people in hard
Yeah.
culture? Or like you like grow and learn so much, and like you just are doing it. Someone made a comment to me that stuck out. They're like, because I'm here. It's like super awkward now with this like stuff that's unprecedented. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm not a missionary, but that's what I was like doing and putting everything into my time. it's hard to study. I can't really go back to classes. I'm not working. It's hard to work. So I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And someone said, and I was like, all my friends are like about to grad, like they're all working so hard, like progressing in school, getting that degree. I'm like, what am I doing? And then someone told me they're like, dude, I think that's like super cool. Kind of talking about these experiences like that, like that's like super cool. Like sounds like such like a positive thing to dedicate yourself to for like 2 years. So I was like, yeah, like I knew it, but I didn't know other people I kind of saw like that.
Right. Yeah.
That's been helpful and good and um, yeah, like just help a lot of people. That's the point, and to help them come unto Jesus Christ. And I kind of want to slip this in there. Like I don't really care. Don't worry. I don't like care like what you believe in. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
God, you have your other religion. You don't really believe that. Like
Hmm.
I think it's important to have some sort of like spirituality in life.
Okay.
People like we have a lot of parts, you know, like your social, mental, emotional, physical. I think a spiritual part is good, and like kind of something that's helped me a lot is kind of answering a lot of life's hard questions.
Hmm.
That's something that's important to me, and kind of like going through hard times. Like you see that without something to kind of go back on, without some sort of faith or something,
Yeah.
like a lot of people just get like, I don't know, they can just fall apart, and like life can be really hard. So
Right.
that's something I think it's important, something that's kind of helped me realize. And like a lot of people like it's funny, they're like, are you like a pastor, like you're a nun, like are you gonna be like
A nun.
you like change a lot, or like you didn't like can't like have fun or something.
Yeah.
I hope people see with this too. Like I'm kind of the same guy. I'm kind of like so if I don't take myself serious a lot, kind of like religious things too. I maybe I should a little more, but like
Right.
um, it's like I still feel like I'm the same, but just like kind of a better version. So I loved it. I think it's really good.
Dude, life philosopher Richard in the
Life,
house, dude.
life coming in high with the combo, life coach kind of the philosophy. I don't know. It's like thought provoking stuff that
Right.
well
Yeah.
your podcast has helped me think of, and like things like what would I share? Like if I were on there, kind of like what I think is important? What are these people sharing? Like things that come out stick out to me and that I want to apply. So I cannot
Right.
like thank you, Kevin, for doing this and like the work you put in.
Dude, I'm so glad you did this. Because like going into this, I'm like, Richard's popular. He's a band guy. Let's get him on. Like that will like reignite like the fan base to keep watching Instagram Live and then continue on. So you're
Yeah,
like the trailblazer of like, yeah, you're like the pioneer of like the whole like for the Instagram Live
yeah.
perspective. So that's
What
pretty cool.
that's an honor. Honestly, I think it's neat. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope it keeps working out. Then I can't be a hypocrite. I gotta like tune in then
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
I,
better,
I, will.
Richard.
I like doing it. I mean, I'm not really doing much either, and like I can't say like, oh, it fits my schedule. So, dude, don't worry, I will, but I won't distract you.
Right, that's cool. Okay, we gotta end it here. So
Okay, okay, cool.
last question, but dude, this has been great so far. Just want to say that again. So this question I ask at the very end of all episodes.
Mm-hmm.
What word would you describe, and like one word would you describe this year to be, or you have been throughout this year, in like one
Yeah,
word?
yeah. So, I think for me it would be bold.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if that's like generic or kind of weird or kind of going off like some of the things like confidence. Same thing. It's it's something that's why I said at the beginning like it's important to me. Like kind of mentioned that I was really shy and kind of passive and all these things I kind of alluded to the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, like I've been such like a people pleaser like my whole life, and like
Hmm.
that helps me get along with people. I don't think it's always a bad thing, but it's like kind of not always being honest and straightforward and bold with people, like standing up for my beliefs.
Yeah.
It's something that's like kind of hurt me a lot too. It's kind of trying. I'm like, oh, I regret doing this. I wish I did that better.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like shouldn't regret, but like to learn from it. I'm like so tired. I'm tired of people pushing around. That's like a lot of my thoughts, kind of in different stages. Like I'm tired of being the shy kid. I'm tired of not like having my own path. Like I'm tired of just doing like not saying up for my beliefs, not saying up for what's important to me. So like that's got to change. And like I didn't even do it until like even recently. Even now, it's like pretty hard for me. It's like kind of a stretch because like I just hate confrontation. I'm not really like that.
Same.
But
Yeah.
then yeah, right. Like it's not fun. I feel like you can understand that. But then when I met my girlfriend at the time, Michelle, that's her name.
Hmm.
uh, she's a lot like that. She's very direct, very straightforward. Kind of like what in that story, she's like, "Hey, I'll go with you. Like I like you, you dummy." Like kind of going like that. Kind of yummy at that.
Yeah.
I think that's been like super duper important. Um, she I tell her a lot. She's like, I'm so stubborn. Like it's kind of seeing like it's a bad thing. She's like, kind of fighting a little bit. But I always tell her that I'm like, kind of like, no, you're like strong-willed, like you're bold.
Mm.
And so that's like a quality I've like really admired and want to learn from, and something I've like applied and kind of trying to do it my own way and finding a balance with these things. Still being nice, still being like kind and humble,
Yeah.
uh, but then also kind of being bold and just not taking for anyone and kind of going for it.
Yeah, Richard, on a serious note, that's really inspirational. Like seriously. I think you should make like some kind of like YouTube channel or something like that, just describing your life and like your experience in Colombia. Maybe like do like a weekly video of like inspirational stuff that can help you motivate through these times.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Like that was super like well executed what you just said there. I'm serious. Like you should consider like doing like kind of outreaching, like what we're doing here, like just outreaching across the globe. I mean, it's not like, this isn't across the globe, but my point is, it's like you can impact not just like Colombia, but just go broader now, kind of thing. I really think you should do something like that, like a YouTube channel or anything, or an Instagram dedicated to that. I don't know. I'm serious, dude.
Like,
Maybe
how
play a French horn, like as your intro. I don't know, like
we like different things, dude. Thank you
yeah,
so. You honestly, like, I can't express like how much that means to me. Like that's super nice and how important, kind of like what you shown, like doing that. Because before, if you told me that like even like a year ago, 2 years ago, like I'd be like that makes me feel really good. Like thank you, but like I can't do that. Like I don't want to go for that. It's too hard. Like it's too much. I don't know how's it possible. But now like kind of with these changes, it's like progression.
yeah.
I'd be no, why not? Like I should go for it. If I'm trying to like walk the walk too, not just like talk the talk in this.
Yes, I love that saying. Yeah.
I will tell you. I will definitely let you know. Like I will reach out for your help, and I think we need to keep talking about this because I have some things I want to tell you. Kind of.
Yeah. If you want to talk like just life and just the big questions like that sometime this week, I'm so down because I think this is really intriguing. Because I don't think people want to listen to us for like 5 hours just talking about
Probably
stuff.
not. Yeah. Probably
Yeah.
not. But like
Yeah.
thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the people that stuck around. Thank you to
Yes.
Seth. That's I know he works so hard behind the scenes. Like I always saw him like doing that kind of stuff, like video stuff in high school. And I was like, that's super cool. Like kind of working that, and now it's like kind of leading this project and different things that he's doing. Thank you to that. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone that watched, like my roommates, people from Mission, people in high school. Like you guys are awesome. I'm really happy. Like a lot of stuff. My experience like at times wasn't awesome. I know I wasn't like an awesome person, and like I don't
The
know.
band god, dude. Come on.
Like oh my
The
god.
band god. Seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things there, but like
Yeah.
looking back now, I don't know how you feel, but like I just think really positive a lot of people, and I'm just really happy to see like the things people are doing now and kind of the
Hmm.
progress they're making. Kind of people that maybe had a hard time in high school, like these different people that you're trying to get on, and like I think it's awesome to me. I hope other people, I wish other people like super interested too, and kind of can learn from that, and everyone, be better people, make the world a better place. Yeah, I think
Right.
that.
That's a beautiful way to end it.
I,
Yeah. All right, guys. That concludes our episode of Life Coach Kochka, the pioneer Richard Knapp, dude. Instagram
yeah,
Live. Go check out all his social medias.
yeah,
You'll see because Instagram Live would be easy to just go over there. But like again, dude, I appreciate this and thank you for coming on.
yeah, dude. No problem. Anytime. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All
Bye.
right, later, guys.